Hi guys,
Hi guys.
happy Tuesday. So we wanted to jump on here as we always do at the beginning of the week to give you guys some tangible tips and some things that you can start doing social media wise to grow your businesses and grow your brands. And for the last few weeks we've been kind of touching on different things, and tonight we wanted to go over three ways. And this is something that comes up all the time. People always say, I don't know what to post. I don't know how to create content. I'm not sure what to say. Well, what we're going to do with you guys tonight, we're going to go over three ways to create and plan your content. And this content that obviously we're going to kind of give you some things to do. You can bring this to any social media platform you want. You can use this on Instagram. You can use this on Facebook. You can use it on LinkedIn. So the first thing, Nancy.
What does it say again? Okay, that's right. Create a high level marketing calendar. So you might be wondering what that means. I'll back it up. All right. So what I usually do for that, as far as creating a high level marketing calendar, I actually have clients sometimes take 12 sheets of paper. Like we're talking just like 8 by 11 sheets of paper. And at the top of each sheet, okay, write the month. So, for example, we've got October next month, we've got November, December, so on and so forth. And what you want to do is just kind of dump out of your brain kind of what's going on, right? So, what could be key dates, holidays, things that people might be thinking about. For example, if you're a health and wellness company, sometimes during the holidays, you like to focus on certain things, especially even coming out of the holidays, right? People like to focus on getting back into shape and all that good stuff. And then you want to write down any promotions that you've got going on, any specific maybe blog topics you want to talk about. It's literally a place where you can kind of dump all of those ideas out into each month, right? And then you can kind of refer to it later. So that's the first one. And it's a great exercise, right? It does not have to be perfect. I always tell everyone it's not an exact science, it's an art. So you're just writing down, again, just key dates, holidays, launches that you might have, certain products that you want to focus on, and you just kind of take a note for each month.
Now, if you don't have if you don't own your own business, say you're a network marketer, so how would this be applicable to you? This doing a monthly calendar is great for you because you can actually write down every day what you want to do. So maybe you want to do a Facebook Live every Monday. So you'll get a calendar and you'll write down, this Monday I'm going to do it on my transformation. This Monday I'm going to be doing it on a new promotion my company is having, or I'm going to interview someone that's been on the program. Maybe Tuesdays is when you write an article on LinkedIn, or Wednesdays is you do something else. I know you guys can't see this, but on my wall, can you move that light real quick? So if you look, I don't know if you guys can you just move the light all together? Just move it, like grab it and just pull it towards you. There you go. So on that wall right there, you guys can see, those are all calendars. So Nancy and I actually plan out everything that we're going to do. So we have it literally sitting right there. Because again, and even if you go up to Nancy's office, you can't see it when she's doing her lives, but she has calendars all over. And when you can actually visually see, so this is the question that everyone has. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. But if you write out what you want to say, if you write out what you want to do, you create that content calendar. You don't have to be a business coach to do this. You don't have to have an online business like Nancy and I to do this. If you're a network marketer, whatever it is, my friend Bernadette Price Noonan now, she always does workout Facebook Lives, which is brilliant. She's in a health and wellness company, so she does like a morning workout. So you can write that out. Like Wednesday is when you do your Facebook Live workout with your community. So writing it down, and it's not hard. You grab a regular sheet of paper, and I don't know if there's one down here. Well, yeah, you can use this. So we're going to show you how simple this is. It's really, really super easy. So you literally grab a piece of paper, and you just start writing down, like, here's October. And what you're going to do is you're going to break down the weeks, you're going to break down the month, you're going to break down the days, and you literally just break it down. What do most people experience when they're growing the business? They're overwhelmed, they're stressed out, they're full of anxiety. Because the thought of having to create content and having to sit there and think about what you want to write and what you want to say and what you want to do, it can overwhelm you. I totally get that. But just imagine for a second if you do this once a month. Like literally, we do it once a month. You start planning ahead. So the middle of the month, so the middle of October, like the middle of September, we started planning out October. The middle of October, we'll start planning out November, and it's so beneficial to get ahead. And that's why visually taking pen to paper and writing things down is so, so important. So if that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box, tag some teammates, share this video. So Nancy's going to just show you just a very, very basic thing that you can do. That's good. That's going to give me an idea.
I'm just jotting down. And again, this is like, I would actually probably jot a ton more down.
I'll hold it.
But yeah. So anyway, I wrote down just like, again, just ideas to get started. So fall, Halloween, candy, costumes. Like, so, you know, kind of just already starting with like a fall theme. So for example, even week 4, which is when Halloween hits, maybe depending on whatever your business is, it could be what scares you, you know, like, so you
Fear.
think about the Halloween type thing, right? And you can kind of do that with your weeks, and you can actually break it down and theme out your weeks and have fun with it a little bit. You know, I think fall is a wonderful time, right? It starts to get a little chilly, and you can really start talking about certain things within your business, you know, even from a health standpoint. I don't know. Anyway, so the sky is the limit, but the whole point is get it out of your brain, get it on paper. And I like to do it, like I said before, I do like 12 sheets of paper and I kind of get it out. And then I refer back to them. Like, I always have like a little folder, like a little manila folder that I've already started, and I kind of refer back to my months if I'm ever at a loss for content. But at least do it for the quarter, right? Because then if whatever doesn't fit into October, you can, you know, pop down for November, December.
Now, number 2, so piggybacking on creating that calendar is this. Number 2, brainstorm. And all you have to do, literally all you have to do, is set aside 30 to 60 minutes once a month, and you just do a dump. You just brain dump everything that you want to say.
Yeah, and I know it sounds so simple, right? Because we just talked about kind of brain dumping, but set aside protected time to do this. Okay, a lot of people treat it like an afterthought. They're like, yeah, whatever, I'll get to content, whatever. The more planned out you are with your content, the easier it will be, and the less stress and the less overwhelming it will be. You know, and the things that you want to sit down, in fact, I think Amy Porterfield does this, and a couple other people do this strategy. Sit down with a stopwatch and time yourself for like 30 minutes at a time. And you want to dig into different things, right? So one thing to dig into, and I always recommend, is what does your audience want or need right now that you can provide content on?
So let's pause right there. And why this question is so important is because every month it's going to change. So if you think about when the holiday times, people, what do they need? They may want extra income to buy extra presents for their kids. New Year's rolls around. It's their New Year's resolution. Yeah. May's coming around the corner. So getting ready for bikini and bathing suits. So you always have to be so present and mindful of what your audience wants and needs, not talking about what you want to talk about, but really catering to where they are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, again, you can insert this into any business, brand, product, you know, thing. Like, you can really, that's why I love how versatile this is. But you want to think about your clients, right? Your content is created for your audience. So the other questions that I have here are, where are they at in their journey? Okay, so again, if 100 of your perfect clients showed up at your door, and again, this even applies if you're in network marketing. If 100 people showed up at your door and they're like, you know what, I want that thing that you have, or
Give me
I
it.
want to join your team, or
I want it.
you know, whatever it is, what do they need help with where they're at right now, right? What content can you create them to help them move forward a couple steps in their journey, right? So that it's going to be useful content for them. They're going to tune in. They're going to be appreciative. I keep hitting the table again. You told me not to. Like, they're going to do this and they're going to do that. So that's the second question. So again, first is, what does your audience want or need? Second is, where are they at in their journey? And think about that content that you can create to help them along.
Now, to piggyback off of the second question that Nancy said, so you may be thinking, well, what if everyone's on a different part of their journey? Because it's true, because you're going to have some people that have never done that kind of business before. You're going to have people that are familiar with that business. You're going to have people that, are familiar with entrepreneurship and not. So it's really good to maybe have a couple different buckets of where you can start people off, because you're going to have people that are highly educated in what they need to do, so you can kind of get them off to a fast track. But then there may be some people, and the majority of the people you're going to have are going to need a little bit more of hand-holding, which eventually you can then get them into that other bucket so they're off and running. So really making sure not only are you understanding what your audience needs, but for the people that are knocking at your door, where are they in their journey? And that's a question you can ask them. Like, where are you in your journey in this? Where are you starting out right now? And that's really important. But there's a couple other questions.
Yeah. What content can you create to help them? And a little pro tip, that I add in here, right? There's a couple things that you can do. I have 2 pro tips for you guys. One is, go into Facebook groups, right? Go into different communities. Take a little time, right? Whenever you set that 30-minute timer, do a little research. Find out what people are asking about, what people are needing, right? Like, go where your target audience is and see where they are at and speak to them and meet them there. Okay. So that's, like, again, one tip that I found incredibly helpful. Second thing is to use a program like Voice Note, right? Like on your phone. I did this morning. So you can actually do it if you have an Apple or an iPhone. You can actually program it so that whenever you have your little screen here, you can have a voice, like a memo, like voice memo. So if you have content ideas and you're out and about, or you're cooking, or you're doing something random, you can actually just click voice memo and you can say, hey, you know what, I have this really good idea. I think we should talk about this because people keep seeing, they keep asking me about it and it's very repetitive. So just keep it somewhere that you can refer to, or at least dump it later. I have notes, I open up notes and I'll just put content ideas. And if I'm ever at a loss, yes, I use index cards too. I use a little bit of everything, but you never know when you think of a really good idea. Like, it's so funny. I was, I'm sure a lot of people have shower thoughts, right? You're in the shower and you're just kind of thinking of the most random things. And I thought of like 3 things this morning and they were just so good that I popped out real quick and I went, make sure to note, to talk about ABC. Cause I'm like, this is like so good. So anyway, the point is, you want to make sure, number 1, to create that high level marketing calendar. And then 2, you obviously want to make sure that you spend that time, that protected time needed to really brainstorm and let your brain flow. And some of the ideas might be complete garbage. That's fine. But it's good that you get it out and you at least kind of throw it against the wall and see if it works.
When you can break down your brainstorming into 30 to 60 minutes, which isn't a lot of time. Robin Sharma talks about this all the time, and Nancy was sharing this with me this morning, that a lot of people spend a lot of time in the frontal cortex of their brain, which is where all the mess is. And you end up just getting lost in your own sauce. And when you can actually quiet down that noise and you can really have some focused time, you can access the expansive parts of your brain where you're in creation. And it feels so good. And again, there's so many distractions out there, but if you can block off that 30 to 60 minutes and you just sit down and you just start dumping ideas, you just start dumping topics and things that you want to talk about, at the end of that 30 to 60 minutes, you've saved yourself so much time, so much energy, because now you have the structure of what you want to talk about written down. Now you just got to produce the content, whether it's a Facebook Live, an Instagram story, a LinkedIn video, whatever it is. Again, if you're not putting pen to paper and it's just a thought that's floating around in your head, it's most likely going to dissipate before you have actually time to write it down. So just like Nancy said, you have something that you thought about, write it down, voice note it. I love using my notepad on my iPhone, so I do a lot of talk to text. So I like to actually just hit the microphone and I just start like, I wrote an article for Authority Magazine all doing talk to text, because I can articulate in content better when I'm just speaking and getting it out there. And then I go back and I edit and do whatever I need to do. So really, just when there's an idea, brainstorm. You don't have to do it every day. Once a week for 30 to 60 minutes is more than enough. And finally, number 3.
Yeah, number 3 is just a technique that I think is super helpful when you're kind of at a loss, right? You're like, you know what? I'm not even sure where to start, is to actually just go to Google, right? So what you can type into Google is, think if, again, your target audience were to type in that little search bar and they were to find you, what kinds of things are they going to be typing in that search bar? Okay, so for a network marketing company, let's say you have health supplements, or
skincare.
Maybe there's amazing, skincare,
CBD
or beauty products, or
essential oils.
Yeah, so just go to Google and start typing in some things that your audience, sorry, I'm like throwing my hands around again, would want to search. What are those things that people are asking, right? And then the cool thing is after you do a search, you can go down and you can check out searches related to your search. So again, just take a minute, and you can do this literally as soon as you jump off this live. Go and type into Google, top skincare tips for whatever, or best things for skin, for people in their 30s or something. Just literally just think about it. What are those people going to be searching for? How can you help them? What is it that you do? Who are you speaking to? So those types of things are such a great, simple little tip that I found to be so effective when planning your content.
Put yourself in the shoes of the consumer. So pretend you're the consumer. Pretend like you're not a part of that network marketing skincare company, or that network marketing weight loss company, or the CBD company, or the essential oils. And you wanted to learn about skincare. You wanted to learn about supplements. You wanted to learn about CBD.
Yep.
Pretend you're the consumer and search benefits of good skincare. How do I lose weight and keep it off? What's a good shake, or what's a good eating regimen, or the benefits of CBD, or how can essential oils help me? It's all market research, because so many amazing things are going to come up where you can start to get ideas. Because here's the thing, ideas are free, but also that content is out there to help educate you. So you can read an article and you can say, I read a great article on blah, blah, blah website about these great benefits to CBD oil, and I just wanted to share them with you. Number 1 is this, number 2 is this. So you can actually do your own market research on what people are already looking for, and you can report back to your network so you can start informing them and bringing them closer to you.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny because I just thought of, a situation that I had. Whenever I worked for Apple, it was funny. I was always so busy and I was running around that I never made time for eating healthy, right? I was like skipping lunch. I was doing whatever. So like now, I mean, obviously we do shakes and stuff now, but like back in the day, I didn't know where to go and I didn't know who had what I needed. And so I remember I was searching things like quick meals for lunch, healthy alternatives, or what's a good, so think of it like that, right? Like what are those people looking for? That can be helpful.
Yeah, so again, always put yourself, all this stuff, the brainstorming, the content calendar, Googling things, making sure that you're putting yourself in the shoes of the consumer, not your own shoes. You need to step on the other side of the mirror and say, you know what? I'm going to create some content. What do people need to hear this month? It's the fall. pumpkin spice, the leaves are changing, Thanksgiving's around the corner, like all those things, Halloween, family, whatever it is. And then once you create that marketing calendar, now you brainstorm the ideas of what you can plug into that calendar.
Treats.
And if you're stuck, Google that shit. Just Google it. Just go on Google. Yeah, just go on Google and just search for what the consumers are already searching for. So as always, for those that are interested in learning more about our Time to Grow program within our BYOB agency, Build Your Online Business, we are still onboarding a few more clients. And if anyone is interested, whether on the live here or on the replay, just say I'm interested. We can drop a calendar link and you can schedule a discovery call with Nancy. We onboarded a new person today, which we're really excited about. And we're really helping people. And part of what the agency does is a lot of these things, helping you create these buckets of content so you're not being invisible on social media.
Yeah, we have actually 3 different packages that make it super simple for anyone wherever they're at. We're actually just getting ready to launch in a couple weeks the Done Yourself program, which you would take this type of thing, right? We actually have exercises where we do the content planning with you, and you would be able to post on our platform, up to 7 different platforms every single day, with your own content. There's a Done For You, where we actually post for you your branded content. And then there's a Done With You, like Scott said, the Time to Grow program, where we actually work to do your content together.
So yeah, again, just leave in the comment section below, either on the replay or on live. I'm interested, and we can set up a time to connect with you. Drop the calendar link for Nancy's calendar so you can schedule a call. But again, just realize, create that marketing calendar, do that brainstorming dump to really get that content out on that calendar. And if you're stuck, just Google it. So, guys, we're really happy just to be back on here together and providing some value-added content, which we're going to do every Monday or Tuesday, depending upon when a holiday falls or what's going on, or we were just running around yesterday. But either way, we're just so grateful for all of you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.